I'm creating this 5 video sequence of how to tune into your body to recognize where the tightness is and how you can release it without having to think so hard. And I'm using LinkedIn as an example. So I'm going through different things that you do on LinkedIn, but literally you could use this for anything that you feel like you might need to fix or it might be a bother for you. And so I'm going to talk today about posting on LinkedIn, but it could be creating any kind of content for any platform. I'm just mostly on LinkedIn, so that's where it comes to my mind. And that's what I help people with, just getting started on writing and posting on LinkedIn. So the last video, we did a process to notice the tension and then what to do with it in your body when something comes up that you feel about. But now we're going to think about not something that we think is a problem. We're just going to look at a process. And so we're going to look at posting on LinkedIn and the various steps that go into it. And we're going to tune into our body, and we're just going to notice where tension pops up for each one. And it gives us a starting point of where we might be able to work on our nervous system in order to help make that process a little bit easier. So here we go. First, we need to take a baseline of our body, and you don't have to change anything. It's just observing where you are. I mean, if you notice some tension, you can release it if you want to, but you don't have to. This is about noticing what changes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to exhale as we relax. I like to close my eyes, but I'm going to do it open for this one. You can play around. It's a different experience when you do eyes closed or open, but I'm going to have them open for this one. And I say exhale first because this is the mistake most people make. They say, oh, let's all take a deep breath, and everybody practices on the inhale. They take a very deep inhale and then release the exhale. It's so much better to have a deep exhale first. You create more space, you create more calmness. It sends a bigger message to your nervous system. We're going to be doing something here and you're going to be judging yourself. So it's a good idea to calm yourself a little bit. So let's go ahead, and you don't even have to breathe in. Most people think, oh, I got to breathe in to breathe out. No, just exhale. Big exhale. Okay, if you want to, you can close your eyes, and let's just do a mental note. We're going to invite our mind into this by think about your head or the areas that you know that you might hold tension. So in the previous video, I talked about temples and jaw and neck and shoulders, and especially toes curled, and there were some other key areas. But so we're just going to exhale, and we're just going to take a baseline. What is our body like? Okay, just a mental note of where everything is. And now we're going to think about the different parts of creating a post on LinkedIn, and we're just going to notice what changes in our body, like picking a topic. And I just noticed that. It was in my back. It was like in the middle of my back. I don't normally feel stress there, but that's where I felt it. So, and I kind of felt like I went up. Sometimes I film myself so I can record it and see what my body does, because I'm not always aware of what happens with my body. So, it's an exhale. Where are you? What's your body doing? Even if it's tight or not, picking a topic. Do you notice a change? Okay, baseline again. Writing it out, writing the actual post. Where do you notice tension arising? Okay. Maybe editing. I mean, there's so many steps to writing a post. You can create your own version of this. So maybe editing. Okay, now, next. You probably hear the helicopter going above. I'm outside today. Maybe we'll let it pass, and then we'll move. I'm always a one-take kind of person, and I don't really edit. Maybe this is interrupting your flow. It's possible, but this is life. Doesn't life interrupt your flow? And the more that you can start to work with something with the interruptions, the better off you are. I don't like an edited life. I like real life. This is my real life. I'm here at my house. People walk by. There's cars that go by. There's helicopters that go overhead. So we did picking a topic, writing the post, possibly editing. So now let's exhale. Maybe picking the image that goes along with it. Do you notice anything there? What changed? Maybe nothing changed. How about clicking the button? Maybe. How about seeing the alert that you got a comment? How about You're going to go back later on and check on it, but you don't know if you have comments or not. Okay, so make a note. Where in this process did you feel, I don't know, some tension? And you don't even know what it is. You don't have to label it. Tension doesn't have to be something negative. Tension can be like, think about the tension you might have, like if you're getting ready to jump, you kind of tighten and then you release, right? So it can be that. You don't have to decide one way or the other. But one of the things that I would invite you to do is whichever area has the tension in that process, maybe that's something you want to do a nervous system thing before you tackle it. So let's say the thing was writing the topic, not a big deal. Picking it, writing it, editing it, not a big deal. But clicking that button to post, that was kind of like where I noticed something, even if it's slight. So here's a trick that you can do. It's really simple. You can tap. And when I say tap, I mean this, not like EFT tapping, but just a simple tap on your arms or on your legs. Do it for about a minute, or you can do it up to 3 minutes. Or sometimes I do it until I have a yawn or a big sigh or an exhale. The exhale is the key. That release of air. So whichever way it shows up. So you can do that for whatever time it is. So you've got it, written. Then click post. You're going to have less tension. And what we're doing is, if you don't do that and you just do the way that you have been doing, you click the post button, you have tension, nervous system tension probably, right? Some angst. Like I said, tension could be, I'm about to spring into action and this is exciting. You get to decide what kind of tension it is. But if it's the tension of like, then do the tapping. Because here's the difference. You can do the ick and post, and now you're locking those two things together. Ickiness along with the post. And that is what you're nurturing within yourself. It's not a push through discomfort. It is, I'm reinforcing, I don't like to click the post button. So what if you do the tapping, then click post? What you're doing is calm nervous system. That's what the tapping is going to do. Regulated nervous system. Even though it may not, the first few times may not feel like, oh, wow, I feel so good. We're not going for that. We're going for regulated. And the more times you practice it, this is the discomfort that becomes growth. So, calm, post, I'm putting those two things together, and that's magic.